When you run this code, when you are running run this application, uh, you should receive a data within the data grid, but unfortunately you didn't receive it. Why is that? Okay, we are make a application called get all employees, but nobody gonna call this method. Yeah, no reference. Go to the reference and see find all reference. There's no reference, just only declaration area. Okay, uh, I will call this function while we are loading the form. This is the form load event, and I will call the particular function, sorry, the particular method. If we used to say in object oriented programming, those are we consider those things are uh, not a function, so those are methods. Okay, now see, now we will run and see what's going to be happen. Yeah, now we can load the data. Okay, now we should have to uh, develop the UI to retrieve to display display data. I will make three text boxes to insert the name, age, and NIC, and I will I will make a label to store ID. Okay, now I will develop the UI. First, I need label. I will change the name. Okay, later I will change the name. Then I need the three text boxes. Text 1, 2, 3. Okay. For the first text box, I would like to keep the age, name, txt name. I would like to keep the name of the employee. The second text box, I need txt to keep the age. And third one to keep the NIC. The label will keep the ID. I will mention it as LBL ID. Okay, simple ID, simple D. Okay. I will use a button to add the data. First, we have to add the data. btn add. I will change the text name into the add. Okay. Now, before continuing, I want to make the SQL query. To add the data. Query, you have to write a query to add the data. Insert, should be insert query, insert into employee So the table, I'm not going to enter anything to the column called to the primary key column. I'm going to enter value to the name, age, and in NIC column. The values name should be all these strings should be in the quotation. I will give my name, and I will give for the age 12. For the NIC I will give something like blah 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 blah, and this is the end of the query. Now I copy the query and now I'm gonna execute it. Yeah, actually invalid, the invalid object name. Okay, before that I think I have to use company one because our database connection was disconnected. Then we can no, I'm not going to use this one. Okay, now I am executing this one. Yeah, the data was added. Now I am going to select the data. Yeah, now you can see my new data is in here. Even you run this application again, you can get the second row in the data grid. Yeah, you can nicely get the second row in the data grid as well. Okay, now when I am entering value to here, new name, and age is something like 54, and NIC is something like here, and when I am pressing add, it should be added to the database and it should be displaying the grid as well. So how I am going to do it? Okay, once you click the button, if you can get the button click event by double clicking the button, and then you can get the button event code behind area. This is the function that's going to be execute when you are click on the button. Okay, now how I am going to execute this command? First I need the SQL string SQL equal double quote. This is the place. This is the SQL that we want to execute. You can break this SQL into two sections, and you can add this at the value section like this. To concatenate the string, you can use string concatenate operator. You don't need to put the semicolon in here. This is how you are going to build in the your insert command. Okay, now we are going to change the insert command. We are not going to put in insert my name, it's already there. So I want to change that my name into the text box value, txt name dot text. I will change the my name value into the something in the context in my something in my text box. Okay, like the same, I'm not going to put yeah, like the same I want to change the value 12. Value 12 means age, txt age. I want to replace the value 12 by the txt age text. Like the same, I want to change the value of the NIC. Okay, I will use the string concatenation methodology to change that value. Okay, now I have built my SQL. Now I want to execute my SQL. How I am executing my SQL? First, I need to have command, SQL command object. I will make SQL command equal new SQL command SQL and connection is the connection I already defined in earlier at the constructor. This is the SQL connection. Okay, it's called connection. I will use this particular connection because it's already defined. I no need to define the same thing again and again. Okay, but I couldn't use this one because this is not defined as global. So I have to redefine it again. Now I have the command. Now I want to execute the command dot execute none query. Okay, when you are trying to execute this command, it will definitely give the error because the reason is the connection wasn't open. Before executing anything, you have to open the connection dot open, and you have to close it dot close. Then you are executing. At the end, the story is going to be end. Now I am running this application. The interesting thing is you are adding new name ABC, and for the age you can add something age 58 85. Okay, and you can give another number to the NIC as well. Okay, now I am adding this method. Nothing wasn't happening here. Okay, let's see the database, what's really happened. Okay, now I am going to execute the same thing to retrieve all data. Actually the new record was added. Can you see 85 is there, and everything was added, but it wasn't reflected here because we have added everything to the database, but we didn't request within our code to refresh or update reload the everything into this particular data grid. Let's do it. We have load our everything. It means our employees informations to the data grid in here. We use the same functions at the end of the add operation. Okay, now we are going to add a new employee. New employee name is EEE space YYYY, and age is 12, and NIC number is something. And once I add, it will display it it was added at the end, but I already duplicate my previous record as well. So before you are doing anything, you have to remove existing data from the data table. Before you are loading anything, you have to remove existing data. For that we can use data table.clear command. Okay, sorry, I did mistake. Yeah, data table.clear command. Okay, now rerun your application and see how it's going to be happen. Now I am adding AAA, EBB, age is 5, NIC is something here, and I'm at the record. It is at the end and no duplication at all. Okay, now you know how to add a new record to your application using your application. Now I believe that you know how to execute non-query executions. We don't need in previously we have used something called data adapter and data table. We didn't require those kinds of things because of currently we are executing the query, but it doesn't provide any information. If something provide, we have to store in the data table, and to store in the data table we need the data adapter. Okay, enjoy your practice and see what's happened to you. If you're having any difficulty, please inform me. Have a nice day.